Namaste, welcome back to Live Stronger. I hope all your muscles are completely recovered and you're feeling good. If you still have a little bit of soreness in your lower body, that's absolutely fine. We have just done it a couple of days or a day back. However, you are following the schedule. You're absolutely free, as I mentioned before, to repeat the first week again and then come and proceed with the following workouts to get a grip of the workouts and practice it more. Now for me, it's day 7 of my transformation journey and I'm going to hit my shoulders today. Not hit, work them. But on that note, we are going to start doing our dynamic stretches, then we are going to do our warm-ups, then we are going to work our shoulders, definitely our calves, our forearms, one exercise each, and then we are also going to do post-workout stretches to ensure our muscles are relieved. So that's how our day is going to go by, or the workout session is going to go by. So let's begin, let's get stronger. For the first dynamic stretch, it's our staple stretch, the usual, the greatest stretch. So I'm sure by now you already know how to do it. If you don't, I'm still going to do it, still going to explain it, and hopefully you'll follow it along with me. Don't skip this part, it's quite important. It's important that before you start your workout, you do a little bit of dynamic stretching to ensure the mobility is there and all your joints are functioning well. So let's begin. Simple, one knee down, one leg up, the opposite hand down. You push your leg, which is knee down, as behind as possible and slowly raise it up by squeezing your glutes. Once you feel a stretch on your inner thighs, both sides, try to reach out on the underside and slowly turn up. That's one. Couple of seconds hold. To switch a little bit on this side so you can see me better. Same on the other side. Slowly squeeze up. Reach. You might have seen multiple variations of the same exercise, focusing a little bit on the inner stretch, focusing a little bit on the upper stretch. So they all are the same almost. It's just that they are emphasizing different parts a little bit more. But there is a reason why this exercise is followed by many and is recommended by many, because of its versatility in terms of stretching multiple body parts, muscles, and also improving your mobility. So if I have to switch this side, I'll show you. When you're starting, see, you can take a break in between. You don't have to go one after one like I do. When you're beginning, if you want to start right from the top, always first knee down in a relaxed manner. Once your knee down, put your leg forward so that it's at a right angle. Okay, not too forward, not too backwards, just at a right angle. Then slowly take your hand and lean forward. Rest your hand well, not much weight, equally distributed on all three. Now you want to slowly push the leg, which is on your knee, behind as much as possible. The moment you do that, you feel a stretch. From here, you slowly squeeze up. That's exaggerating the stretch. Now I try to bend down and reach out the underside and then turn up. That's it. Quite simple if you do it in a step-by-step manner, taking your own time, breathing all the time. Don't try to hold your breath, not necessary. Again, stretch, drop a little bit low, reach out and turn. That's it. So we are done. 4 of them on each side. Feel good, feel mobile. If you have any kind of muscle tightness in your quads, in your hamstrings, in your calves due to the previous lower body workout, do some foam rolling for a couple of minutes on each muscle group. You can also just do hand massage for a few minutes. That would also relieve some tension there. Now we are done with our dynamic stretching. We will move on to our warm up exercises for our shoulder. For our first warm up exercise, we are going to do the plate around our head. We have done this the last time also. It's pretty simple. Grab a plate, a weight which you have absolute control over. So I grabbed 5 kilo plate. You can also grab 2.5s. It really, all that matters in this moment is to ensure we take our shoulders around our head to mobilize them well. So it's pretty simple. You take the plate up and then you take it around your head. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As we do this exercise, all the muscles which are holding our shoulder junction together are working, contracting, lengthening through the range of motion, getting activated. The blood is flowing there. So they are getting ready. So when you start lifting weights, they all are active and pretty much warmed up to stabilize, to push and to lengthen, so that you make sure that your shoulder remains safe during your shoulder workouts. So I think those are 10 reps on the one side, so I'm going to go to the other side. It's 20 repetitions. I feel my rear delts working, getting a little bit worked up. If the plate, if you choose a heavier plate, it becomes an actual workout, because then you have to control the weight in terms of pushing it, pulling it above your head, around your head. The lighter weight keeps it limited to a warm up. I'll do 5 more repetitions. That's good. I feel pretty warm in my shoulders. That means there's good amount of blood which has flown there, and all my muscles contributed equally during that exercise. Now we are going to go to our second warm up exercise. Our second warm up exercise, we are going to do our rear delt warm up. It's the same one. If you remember from the last time, take a band, or you can take an elastic rope and we hold it with both our arms. This is the lightest one, so just hold it there. Take your arms parallel, just at the 90 degrees. You keep your shoulders low and only use your basically your rear delts to open up your arms. So the motion is something like this. That's 1. I try to keep my elbows close to my body, not let them drift, and only work my rear delt to go through this motion. If I turn, you can see. You can watch yourself in the mirror to get a better mind muscle connection. You can also ask a partner, if you're working out with a partner, to touch exactly on your rear delts. That gives you a good feedback of which muscle you should be focusing in terms of the contraction. And right about there, I feel the extensive burning sensation. It's not actually burning, it's just the muscle getting extremely tired and sore. So I did work my rear delts. We're going to do it again. Just take a couple of seconds of break, shake our shoulders off. It's very important to warm our rear delts up and also the entire posterior chain, because during the heavy lifts which we are going to do or the overhead presses which we are going to do during a shoulder exercise, if our posterior chain is not strong enough, there is a lot of chances for our hands to sway behind, for us to throw off our shoulder. So if our posterior chain is strong and we are doing it in a proper form, we put all the emphasis on the delts, on our shoulder muscles, and you basically decrease your chances of an injury or unnecessary muscle strain to absolute 0 or near 0. So let's do it one more time. So for warm ups, you might actually see few times people cycling and running. I am not against it, but what I feel is, if you are going to work a particular muscle, you want to ensure that that particular muscle is warmed up. So you can do warm up sets for them, that's definitely good, but also you have to work on muscles which support you, which provides you stability while you are working that particular muscle. For example, if I am working shoulders today, I need to ensure that my core, my posterior chain is also well warmed up, so that when I do the exercise, I can execute my sets and repetitions in a safe manner. Cycling, running, using an elliptical machine does get your heartbeat up, does get your blood flowing, but it might not necessarily warm up the particular joint which you are going to work on. So it's very important. If you want, you can still go ahead, cycle for 5 minutes, run for 5 minutes, use the elliptical for 5 minutes or any other cardio equipment for 5 minutes, but come back to a bit of dynamic stretching, a bit of stabilizing muscles warm up, and then you can start with a couple of warm up sets and then jump into your working sets. So the entire warm up shouldn't take more than 10 minutes. So you're free to plan it in your own method, but I like it this way. So within 5 minutes, I'm done with my warm up, and now I can move on to my warm up sets, warm up exercises in the working sets itself, and then start working my way up with the weights. So let's start with our first exercise. The first exercise, we are going to do overhead presses. My favorite personally when it comes to shoulder exercises. Others are also my favorite, but they burn more. This I feel a lot stronger. So last time, if you remember, we did it seated. This time we are going to do it standing, just to use a lot more of our core to stabilize ourselves. The exercise is pretty simple. All the cues which we did last time applies. Keep your hands in a position wherein you can push the strongest. Okay, don't go wide out. That's not your strongest position to push weight over your head. This is your strongest position, and also this causes uneven movement in our ball and socket joint of our shoulder. So stand straight, feet grounded. While doing this exercise, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see the sidewise movement too, but otherwise our target reps are 12. So let's begin. We breathe when we go up, breathe out when we come down. I have to turn on my side. And that's, I think I did 1 rep more than 12, but that's good. 12 rep. I felt the shoulders really kicking in the last few reps. So that was a good set. I would try to lift a bit heavier weight and see how it goes. If I lose any kind of stability, I'm going to step down back to the same weight I have done now. So that's set 1. We'll take a break and go for a set 2. For our second set, I bump the weight up a bit. I also wanted to mention you can definitely do this exercise seated again. Also use a barbell to do the same press. Reason why I am not using a barbell is I like to have a rack, so that once I am done I just want to rack it back, but I do not have a rack here. So I am going to continue doing with dumbbells. It also improves my stability, at least that is my opinion, that when I do with dumbbells I need a lot more core stability in terms of stabilizing the weight. So on that note, let us go for the next set. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, that was good. Even with the weight up, I ended up not using my legs to bounce a little bit to push myself. It's absolutely fine if you want to, use your legs to just give yourself a little bit push for the last few reps, but I managed to do it without using that. So I'm going to take a break again and come back, do my third set. For my third set, I'm going to increase the weight again. I'm going to grab one weight heavier and go for my reps, not waste any time. Okay, easy go, easy come, let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm losing a little bit of stability, so I'm going to take a short break and try to get the rest of my 3 reps in. So you can do this the same way. If you take a weight which is heavy and you're just able to do only a few reps, you can take a short break and continue. That's absolute failure for me. So for the last set, I'm going to use the Olympic barbell. So if you're using a barbell, even the smaller one, you know exactly how to do it. I'm going to do it how I prefer to do. Hold it just at my shoulder length. Okay, take the barbell up. See, I'm not very wide out, just holding right at my shoulders, elbows facing forward, and then I push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My shoulders are really pumped up because of the last weight which I attempted. But yes, that's our first exercise. We are done with it. We're going to take a couple of minutes break and go on to our second exercise. Next, second exercise, we are going to do lateral raises, but we are going to do it in a ladder format. So what is ladder format? In a ladder, climb from bottom to top, and then you climb top to bottom, you climb down top to bottom. So it's similar thing. You take the lowest weight, make your way to the highest weight possible, and then once you have reached the highest weight possible, you again go back to the lowest weight. So now we'll do with that with lateral raises without taking a break. So a large amount of repetitions in one single set. So without wasting much time, I'll start doing it. When you take the lowest weight, we're not going to completely come down. terms of our range of motion, we're mostly going to stay up. As the weight increases, we won't be able to raise much, so we're going to stay down mostly. And once we are not able to raise it at all is when we start dropping weight back and start going back up. I hope that made sense. If not, just watch this video once and you'll get to understand it better. So grabbed a couple of 2.5s. Remember last time the cue, you don't have to raise your arms completely up. All the focus and the weight must be on your shoulders, not on your elbows, so you can keep a little bit pouring water from a jug kind of a position. And let's go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Like 20 reps, the weights back, grab 5s, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm not counting actually the reps, I'm just going till I almost fail and then move on to my next weight. So 7.5s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'm not able to move my hands anymore. My shoulders are on absolute fire. I'm still going to step it up a bit. Remember, we have to fail, reach the top almost. Now 10s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The 10th one was absolutely non-existing. So now I come back down the weights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's burning. Go to the 5s. Come on, keep up with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 8th one was non-existent. Your shoulders by now should be on fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take the 1 kilos, keep going, touch the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and that's it. That's one insane exercise of lateral raises in ladder style. I hope you could do it in the same manner I did. If your weight increments are not so much, even 3 weight increments are good. You can start with 1, 2, 5, 7 and then come back to 1 again. I'm tired, so I'm going to take a couple of minutes break. So the third exercise is my favorite. I keep saying every exercise is my favorite, but yeah, they all are. So it's the Ray delt behind the back bar raises. I love these. Kind of builds a very good Ray delt. So it's pretty simple. If you haven't watched the first video where I have done this, I'm going to explain this again. You take the bar, a smaller bar preferably, behind you, hold it. Okay, the palms need to be facing outside, so you can raise the bar behind you. Now slowly lean forward And when you're leaning forward, you just don't want to lean forward. You want to push your glutes behind and feel your hamstrings stretch. If your hamstrings are tired from the last day 6 leg workout, you might feel them stretch a little bit too much, but it's fine. Okay, once you're at a good stretch, you want to raise the bar above your glutes. That's it. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the bar went pretty easy this time around. So I'm going to add a little bit of weight to it. If you don't have a bar, you can do the same exercise by holding dumbbells and just move them above behind your back. Just control them from coming way forward. That's it. But otherwise, bar is a good option to do this exercise. So we take a short break, add weight, and go for our set number 2. For set number 2, I added a couple of kilos. You don't have to really go heavy on this exercise and compromise your form. This exercise is all about focus and repetitions. Going heavy is good as long as you can control it and do it in a steady manner. If you are swinging forward and backward, losing your form, putting stress on your lower back, doesn't really make the workout efficient. So simple again, just simply take the the barbell in your hands, position yourself, get yourself straight, push your glutes behind as you lean forward. Once the barbell is just at your knee level, raise them back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, come on, 2 more, 11, 12. That was good. Always remember to use safety clips, no matter how less of a weight you're mounting, because you can't see the barbell in front of you, the barbell is behind you, and small movement shifts causes the weight to slip off the bar. So it's important to use safety clips, because even a small shift in weight suddenly might cause an injury when you can't see the barbell. Even when you can see the barbell, I suggest using safety clips unless until you have absolutely no clips available. Then there's not much you can do other than using very less amount of weight and being extremely careful. So set number 3, we are going to continue with the same weight. I'm going to continue with the same weight. I also wanted to mention here that if for any reason you're not able to move any kind of weight in this range of motion, remember in the first video I have shown an exercise laying down on the bench, which I'll show again today after doing my 3rd set, wherein you can lay on a bench and do the same range of motion on a bench a little bit relaxed, even without weights or just by laying on the floor. I have done that in my first video. I'll do that today as a 4th set. So you can do that instead of this if you're unable to move any kind of weight, or if you're unable to position yourself in the way I am doing for this exercise. On that note, let's start our 3rd set. I'll take the weight. The holding position of the bar is just straight in my shoulder length. Don't hold it extremely wide. Ground myself properly. Lean forward by pushing my glutes. Feel the stretch on my hamstrings. Once the bar reaches my knee level, I push up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That was tough. The weight started shifting onto my quads and hamstrings. So it's good. It's not terribly bad. It was a good workout. So for the fourth set, I'm going to do it on the bench. Can do it on the floor also, and show you how it is done. In case you're not going to if you're not able to position yourself the way I am doing this, that's the alternative. The variation for the exercise which we have been doing, if in any case or for any reason you are unable to position yourself the way I was doing it, is this: you lay on your stomach on the bench or on the floor. Here I am just laying on a bench. I keep my head out so I don't put pressure on my head. Lay comfortably. I'm just going to position my mic too, doesn't come in my way. Now I just happen to grab two 2.5s. You can do it even with 1 kilo or even without a weight to practice the movement and feel the muscle contract more. But the cue is simple: keep your palms facing up so you can move up, and then just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I wasn't feeling much because the weights are small and I've already done it with a bar. But yes, there is a variation in case you're unable to do it with a barbell. So we are done with our exercise number 3. Let's move on to our exercise number 4. For our exercise number 4, we are going to do the calf raises, seated calf raises. I'm going to work on them almost every day. I grabbed a couple of 20s. So each leg has 20 kilos of weight on it. Again, if you want, you can place a mat or a towel on your thighs. So if your dumbbells don't have a smooth texture, or you can use weight plates. It's the same effect. Place your toes on a step up box or a couple of weights and let your heels fall down once. That's your starting position, and then from there you raise your calves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. That's where I relax. So slowly put the weight down and then drop my heels, stretch my calf, hold there for a few seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. So that's set 1. If you have been following, the first time when we did this, we only did 12 reps, and I felt that wasn't enough stress to put my calf, enough stress I have put my calf through. So this time I tried to go as many reps as possible till I feel that strong contraction happening, and I start at the range of motion starts decreasing because my calf is extremely tired. So I reached about 30 repetitions with 20 kilos. That's good. I will continue with the same weight. I'll take a short break and then I'll continue with the same weight. Let's go for our second set. This time Let's try to go to absolute failure. It's been quite some time moving 20 kilo dumbbells, but it feels good, feels a lot stronger. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to stop counting reps and just feel the burn, because I feel if I count reps, when I count close to 30, I give up in my mind. So I'm just going to wait for that strong contraction to start happening and start compromising on my range of motion, and then I'm going to stop. So I'll keep going. You should try that too. It's starting to get a bit challenging, and my calves are asking for me to stop there, and that's about it. I don't know how many reps I got, hopefully more than 30. And now I put them in a stretch so that slowly and steadily, ouch, 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 they're in extreme pain. That's good. I got good amount of work done from them. Then I stretch. Oh, they're really worked up. Okay, hold there for just for a few seconds. I don't have to do static stretching, just hold it for a couple of seconds, feel the stretch and release. And that's a good calf workout. I hope this regular beating which I'm giving to my calf will result in good calf growth. I have kind of okay calf muscle. I mean, I don't know if it's genetics or not much of focus I have given through the years in terms of my calf training, but this time I'm going to train them a lot more better, and let's hope for better. For the next exercise, I'm going to do a variation. I actually don't know what it's called. I learned it from one of the fitness content creators on YouTube. I'm embarrassed that I don't remember his name, but I did it a couple of times and I really liked it, how it works on my shoulder. So I'm going to incorporate it in my own routine. So it's simple. I took a 2.5 kilo plate. I might increase the weight later on, but you raise it to your eye level. I can see you to the bar hole in the plate, and now I turn it like a bus driver turning their steering, or just a driver turning their steering. It doesn't have to be the bus driver. And exaggerate the turn by taking my arms across each other. I forgot the number of reps I have done, so let's start counting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, my shoulders are on fire. So what I'm going to do is, so the next set, I think I'll try to increase weight a little bit and position the camera on this side so you can see from the side how it looks. It's a very good exercise, very easy to execute, and creates a lot of tension in your shoulders. And when you exaggerate the turn by going across the other arm, it kind of squeezes our muscles together, gives us a lot more contraction. Really like this exercise. So let's take a short break and move on to our set number 2. For our set number 2, I just grabbed the 5 kilo plate and I'm going to show you how it looks from the side, and also create a little bit of exaggeration of this exercise, or the next, not exaggeration, the next progression of this exercise. So it's simple. Again, raise it to your eye level and overturn it like a steering. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I leave the hand, take it back, leave the hand, take it back. You can do it, you can not do it, but I really like it, the amount of stress it puts my shoulders on, because my shoulder has to really work hard to hold the plate. So I turn, release the lower arm, turn, release the lower arm, turn, release the lower arm. It feels great. I really like this exercise. And one last rep. That felt good. So you can also do this exercise with a dumbbell. I'll show you how it is done. You don't necessarily have to do it with a plate. But with dumbbell, the part of releasing one hand becomes a bit challenging. So if you take a dumbbell, you hold it like this. I just grabbed 5 kilo dumbbell and hold it far, and then turn, exaggerate, turn. Simple. But here, if you want to leave the dumbbell, it's a bit hard holding it with one hand. You can definitely try. And that's how you do it with the dumbbell. So we are done with this exercise. Now let's take a short break and move on to our next exercise. So for the next exercise, we are going to work our rear delts again. I'm doing this on the rear delt machine, flying machine which I have. You can also do this on a cable machine, cable crossover. So the exercise goes very simple. I place the bars just in front of me and I basically push the bars behind me. You must have seen this done multiple times. I'll change the camera angle just after one set to show you how it looks from the front. Otherwise, it's pretty simple. You squeeze your back together. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then relax. So I'll just shift the camera so you can see me better, or at least get an idea of how I position myself. Yeah, I think you can see me. Good. So the bars, the handles are just in front of me. Get my hand straight. Just a little bit of elbow bend, and then slowly push your arms out. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The reason why I was doing it really slow is because I don't feel a very good connect on this particular machine, the way I do my rear delts, and the way I do feel it when I'm doing behind the back bar races. So I do it slow to feel the contraction well on my right delt. If it's the same way with you, take it slow. Doing it fast doesn't really work our right delt. The load shifts onto our mid trapezium, even sometimes the upper trapezium. You want the handles to be just at your shoulder length. Don't want them too high or too low. So that's it. We're done with our shoulder exercises. Now we go on to our forearm exercise. So for the last bit of exercise, we are going to do our dead hangs, and this time I'm going to do it on the Smith machine because the lighting is better this way. I'm just going to hang and bend my knee. I have a stopwatch in front of me. I'm going to start it, then start hanging and see how long I can go. I'm going to hold it in comfortable distance, bend down. That's about 10 seconds in the stopwatch, and I hang. It's my hand slipping. It's not the strength of my forearm giving up. But on this bar, my fingers are really slipping. Try to hold on as long as possible, with as little grip as possible. Going good, almost a minute. That's almost done. I did a minute, I think. That's what the stopwatch says. But it's a good improvement from where we started, which was around some 10-15 seconds. So that's it. We are done for our day with our shoulder workout and our dead hangs. So we are going to do a little bit of shoulder stretches to cool down. So let's start with that. So for this first shoulder stretch, I'm going to grab a couple of heavy weights and just stand still. What it's going to do is, it's going to put pressure on my shoulder and it's going to pull it down, kind of creating a stretch and deloading, decompressing my shoulder. So I'm going to grab, you can grab whatever weight you want. You can also use straps and gloves to keep grip. We just need to hold it for 15 to 20 seconds. So got heavy dumbbells and I'm just going to de-shrug and hold them for 10 to 15 seconds. Remember, our stretches are supposed to be static. That means we do it for 10 to 15 seconds only post-workout. You're not supposed to do static stretches pre-workout. So that's a few seconds. I'm going to put the weights back. That's the first stretch. Now for the second stretch, I'm going to take my arm across my body, take the other arm, hold it at the elbow and slowly pull while I stand straight. Slowly pull the shoulder across my body. So this is stretching my mid delt across my body. So you can pull it very softly, you don't have to put much pressure, and try to stand straight. This creates a stretch, and repeat on the other side. Stand straight, take it across and pull. When you do it for the first time, you might not feel it much on your shoulders. So just adjust yourself, de-shrug, push yourself back while pulling your hand forward and you start feeling the stretch. And that stretch. Now we want to decompress our ball and socket joint. So we are going to do the circular motions I'm going to show you. I'm going to angle the camera. Just spread your feet, let your arm drop free down, and all the weight should be pulling the arm out of its ball and socket, not literally, but the feeling of pulling, and start drawing small circles while still feeling the pulling motion on your arm. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think the good cue here would be for you to try to touch the ground but not touch the ground. So that is basically pushing the weight down but not actually forcing it. 1, 2, 3, and the circles also need to be kind of like a momentum circles, wherein just give it a little bit of energy and the circle happens automatically because of the ball and socket joint. You just give a little bit of energy and circle happens. And that's how we decompress our shoulder ball and socket joint. So very simple stretches, very easy to execute, very short, and we are done with our shoulder day. So I hope you had an effective, productive, and quite a good shoulder workout on our day 7. As I mentioned before, that I would start adding small variations, start creating small, differences in the way we approach everyday workouts. I'll keep building the routine as it, as we progress to keep making it better, keep working better, and start increasing the intensity, either one way by lifting weights a little bit heavier, or by repetitions, or by doing tougher kind of sets like supersets, drop sets, giant sets, whatever it is. We are going to structure it the way it is going to work. But I hope you are still with me and these exercises are still easy for you to execute. If you have any kind of feedback which you want to share with me, please do comment on the video. Let me know what you think or what you feel is missing, or you are feeling that this could be done or this couldn't be done. So I get a feedback and I can work on it on my next workout videos. Primarily, even though this program or the way I'm shooting these videos are my own transformation journey, I also want to help everyone who is watching these videos to follow along with me and getting stronger, live stronger. So your feedback would help me achieve that objective and my final goal of helping as many people as possible. On that note, thank you. You have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.